Y'all, hold up because the tea I'm about to spill will have you shook. If you thought you knew everything about Diddy's shady past, think again. His dirty secrets are messier than ever. And this time, it's not just rumors. Real victims are speaking out. And trust me, when you hear these horrific details, you'll never look at him the same way again. Buckle up because we're diving deep into Diddy's twisted empire, the lives he's ruined, and how even stars like Usher and Justin Bieber weren't spared from his toxic grasp. So let's get straight into it. Diddy has been a music mogul for decades. But behind the glitz and glamour, there's a much darker side. For years, whispers have surrounded Diddy, rumors of exploitation, manipulation, and straight-up predatory behavior towards young rising stars. And honey, if you thought that was just old gossip, you better think again because the details coming to light now are absolutely terrifying. Y'all remember Usher, right? The R&B icon who started his career super young. Well, Usher recently opened up about his time living with Diddy when he was just 13 years old. And OMG, what he revealed is mind-blowing. In an interview, Usher talked about how Diddy's house was more like a frat house, filled with non-stop parties, grown women, and, let's just say, very questionable behavior for a kid his age. Usher even admitted he saw things no 13-year-old should ever see. Can we talk about how creepy that is? But wait, it gets worse. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, spilled even more tea. According to Uncle Gene, as fans call him, Diddy wasn't just being a bad influence on Usher, he actually crossed major lines. Like, there's this wild story that Usher ended up in the hospital because of Diddy's reckless behavior. And y'all, if that's not sending up red flags, I don't know what will. Uncle Gene was there to see everything firsthand, and what he's been hinting at is downright chilling. He said Diddy put Usher in situations no child should be in. We're talking about letting grown women get involved in Usher's life when he was barely a teenager. Excuse me? Why wasn't anyone stopping this? But that's not all. Diddy's ties to another young superstar, Justin Bieber, are just as dark. Yep, Justin's journey in the music industry wasn't all smooth sailing either. Back in the day, Usher introduced Justin to Diddy, and let's just say Justin's life took a dark turn soon after. From a happy, bubbly kid to a young man struggling with mental health and public meltdowns, many believe Diddy's influence had a lot to do with it. And get this, Diddy himself even joked about waking up in the same bed as a young Usher. Like, who says that out loud and thinks it's normal? Let's not forget that Justin's whole demeanor changed once he got mixed up with Hollywood, and a lot of people think Diddy played a huge part in his downfall. After all, Justin went from being that adorable kid with the mop of hair to someone who was constantly in the headlines for the wrong reasons. Meltdowns, trust issues, and a seriously heavy vibe of trauma. Is it any wonder that Justin started distancing himself from everyone, including his own parents? I mean, look at him today. Doesn't he just seem like a shadow of who he used to be? But listen, Diddy's toxicity didn't stop with these famous stars. It extended to his own family. His sons, King Combs and Justin Combs, are now tangled in lawsuits, just like their dad. Can you imagine being raised in a world where everything is about control and manipulation? Diddy didn't just hurt strangers. He pulled his own kids into the drama too. And the lawsuits they're facing are just as serious as what Diddy's being accused of. It's like the cycle of abuse just keeps going. And y'all, if you thought we were done, think again. Diddy's record label, Bad Boy Records? Yeah, it was basically a career graveyard for young artists. From the very beginning, Diddy preyed on young talent who didn't know how the business worked. And guess what? He used their ignorance to lock them into terrible contracts. These artists basically handed over control of their careers to Diddy, and he milked them for everything they had while they were left with crumbs. How do I know? Just ask the Locks. They publicly called out Diddy for keeping almost all the money they earned. These guys were out here eating tuna fish while Diddy was eating caviar. Yeah, they said that. Out loud. Even worse, the girl group Danity Kane, remember them? They had a similar fate. They blew up after Diddy's reality show Making the Band, but soon after, the group broke up. The members said Diddy controlled everything. What they wore, how they acted, and of course, how they made money. And surprise, surprise, they barely saw any of it. And don't even get me started on the lawsuits. Diddy's been facing lawsuit after lawsuit for years now. Everything from sexual harassment to physical abuse. It's clear that the deeper you dig, the worse it gets. Former members of Bad Boy Records, from Day 26 to Total, have all spoken out about the exploitation they faced under Diddy's management. And it's not just about business, it's about power. Diddy controlled every aspect of their careers, and in many cases, their lives. But here's the kicker. Faith Evans, who was married to Biggie Smalls, dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. She revealed that Biggie was getting ready to expose Diddy before he died, and some people believe Diddy may have had a hand in silencing him. Yep, that's right. There's a theory that Biggie's death wasn't just a tragic event, but part of a much darker plot to keep his secrets buried. Faith also said that Diddy would mistreat and even hit female artists in the studio, but he never laid a hand on the men. Excuse me, what kind of toxic masculinity is that? It's becoming more and more obvious that Diddy has been hiding behind his empire for years. years, using his power to control, manipulate, and destroy anyone who gets in his way. And now that more victims are speaking out, his carefully crafted image is falling apart. So yeah, if you thought the drama was over for Diddy, think again. The truth is finally coming to light, and let me tell you, it's not pretty. From Usher to Justin Bieber to his own sons, the list of people Diddy has hurt just keeps growing. But honey, this is just the beginning. We're going to keep our eyes on this story because trust me, there's so much more to uncover. Diddy's empire might be crumbling, but we're not done watching the fallout.